Hey, radio family, we've got a new way to win. Ace TJ Prime Rewards. Win great stuff like gift cards, Ace and TJ merch, concert tickets, and exclusive money can't buy experiences. Win it all with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. It's so easy. Download the Ace and TJ Family app in your app store or at acetj.com/app and start winning with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. New winners every week. Fun and free. Get the app and play Ace TJ Prime Rewards. We always knew you were a winner. Now it's your chance to prove it. Get the app today.
The modern day Mr. Rogers.
Please won't you be my neighbor?
This is Ace and Friends.
Fun, funny, and fast. It's the Monday edition of Ace and Friends. Just so you know how we get things wound up, ready to go here. Right before we started, I had to hit the Vicks Vapor Inhaler. Put it in your nose and kind of helps clear everything up. Rick is going to hit that vape pen. As Rob pointed out, it sounds like Mr. Rogers, Mr. Vader, Darth Vader.
I called him Darth Vapor. You get it?
Do you do anything special, Rob, before we start, or just stretch out your back or anything?
I get up and come in there and turn on the board and get ready. That's about it.
Okay, well, that's all we need. I've got these wangs here. I don't know why I have brought these in. They're for lunch today. So I have
Wings. You gonna eat them in
wings. Maybe. I got a big day today. We finish. I got to go with Tech D Rob over to Neogenics.
Hell yeah.
Which is awesome because Rob's at Neogenics is going to help Rob with his back.
That's amazing.
It's very exciting stuff.
Yeah, I hope it works. Oh, that's going to be amazing.
Rob's had a lot of issues, and their success rate is like 93%. So they checked him out and were like, hey, we can do this. Wow. Neogenics, by the way, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic. I highly recommend it. It's pretty awesome. They fixed my left wrist. They've fixed various members of the radio family's shoulders and that kind of thing. So.
Are they permanent fixes?
Yeah.
Or yeah. That's incredible. I still don't fully understand how it works, but
it's using your body's own healing properties.
Yeah.
Right.
Platelet-rich plasma.
They
cleared it up.
They take your own blood,
yeah,
and then they spin it to separate the platelets. Then they re-inject those platelets back into the problem areas.
They're your own stem cells.
Essentially, yes. Yeah, if you want to break it down, essentially, you're using your own healing properties of your body, injecting them back in where they begin to multiply and then begin to heal the area.
It's hella cool.
Yeah, it really is, Rob. It's hella cool. So that gives you an idea of what that's about. So that's my date. I'm just going to go watch Rob get a shot in his back. So nice. Play our cards. Rob might get to see some booty.
Coming up on Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
Okay. There is a lot of stuff happening today on today's edition of Ace and Friends. But just moments before I came over here, I heard my wife saying, no, that can't be. And I finally had to say, please tell me what you're looking at because you're driving me crazy. And it's one of the craziest things I have ever seen posted on social media.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I can't even believe somebody would post this. I'll give you details. Coming up next. Hang on.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin. We're here with our friend Richard Toccato of the Richard Toccato Companies, and he's ready to save you some money, get you some money with an instant equity line of credit. How does that work, Richard?
Best product ever. We take a little bit of your information. We find out if you get an offer or not. If you get an offer, you can decide what you want to do. Get your money 4 days later. Pay off credit cards. Do home improvements.
I've done it. It's super simple. And again, start to finish, 4 days, you get your money. HomeWithRichard.com is where you get the process started. It's HomeWithRichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
This is Ace and Friends.
So right before I came over here to record Ace and Friends today, I was at home and I hear my wife going, no, oh no. I'm like, what is going on? And she shows me a post that someone put on social media. Now, she belongs to a basset hound group because she loves basset hounds. And I'll just give you the first part of this. And it says, "Dear Dumpling, you were my first pup and dog. You're the reason why my wife became an expert on liver shunts. You're the reason why we replaced our carpets. You're the reason why we replaced not one but 2 sofas. And it goes on to talk about this dog. It says, blah, 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 blah. The day will come again when you will get to rub your ears and scratch your belly. We love you, Dumpelstiltskin.
Oh.
Oh, but wait. Underneath that is 4 photos. And of the 4 photos, they are pictures of what I can only describe as a burial box they have prepared that has flowers and everything in it. And guess what else is in it?
The dog.
The dead dog. Ugh. What? So let me show you. That's
Is it really graphic?
no. It's just the little dog like he's sleeping,
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Don't
surrounded by flowers. Everything. It's like, what are you doing?
burial box or a casket, as some people call it.
But it's not a casket because it's not closed. There's no top to it.
Okay.
It's like a burial box.
It's a burial box. I wish there was a word to describe the box you put a dead body in, but there just isn't one.
It's not a damn shoe box. It's a little bit bigger.
But in this case, I thought a casket has to have a top. This is more like an open box.
I'm sure they'll put a top on it.
I'm pretty sure it's just a box that you put dead things in.
I don't know how. I thought a casket had to have a closed casket. Well, I guess it could be an open casket. You're right. It would be just a casket. You're right. Okay.
But why share that?
Yeah.
Do you need the picture of the dead animal?
Why not post a picture of the dog when he was alive?
I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either. It's way weird.
Taking pictures of dead things is never good.
Yeah, that's true. That's just a good rule of thumb.
I just find this to be super weird. It's the dead dog in the burial box, surrounded by flowers.
Man.
And I guess they then bury that entire thing in the ground.
Yeah.
And his little head's kind of sticking out of one side of it, kind of rested up on the edge of the box,
So
the
a
edge of the
makeshift
casket.
They literally just grabbed a box, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, it's just wild.
Good Lord.
Yeah, that's morbid. I hate that. Oh, well, if it brought him some peace, then maybe it's worth it, but
Just
I don't know.
Just don't post it.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. Sometimes we've talked about it before. The tipping point is not necessarily what's going on. That's just the one thing that caves in the roof finally. The one snowflake that finally caves in the roof. There's an awesome viral video coming up next. Hang on. Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler's a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue. And never once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do, the higher end shots.
Now, 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogenix. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
The Johnson Group has been cleaning some of Charlotte's most prestigious businesses since 1985. Family owned and operated. Learn more at acetj.com/clean. It's first class cleaning with the Johnson Group.
This is Ace and Friends.
Some days you spend the day just teetering on the edge of collapse. And then something comes along that really has nothing to do with your main problems in life. But it is the one snowflake that finally caves in the roof. Yeah. This is such a great example of that.
And my hot pocket is cold in the middle. How? You're busting out the seams on both sides and you're cold in the middle?
She's just...
It's one more thing.
Yeah, and she puts on there that she was filming herself ranting to her friend about some experience she'd had during the day and how bad her day had been. And she was just trying to eat her Hot Pocket while she was making this video to send to her best friend.
That's hilarious.
And in the process, it just, this is what she got out of her stupid Hot
And
Pocket.
my hot pocket is cold in the middle. How? You're busting out the seams on both sides and you're cold in the middle?
The way she said, you're busting out the seams on both sides and you're cold in the middle.
Come on.
Yet, I think we all, if you've ever had a Hot Pocket, know that feeling well. Like, how are the edges so damn hot?
Yeah.
And the middle it's ice cold.
No, it's always unevenly cooked. It's lava hot in the middle or ice cold. That's the only way to have it.
And the real downside of it is to get the middle hot, you've got to like super microwave the thing for way too long, and then let it sit there for probably 15 minutes before you're starving. You know you've overcooked the edges. But in order to get the middle hot, and then it's so hot, it's got to sit there 15 or 20 minutes. Usually you got to cut it open before you can eat the Hot Pocket.
The most dangerous one, I think, is the ham and cheese one, because there's so much liquid cheese in the middle, and it's just like molten lava hot. The pizza ones don't run as much risk, but that ham and cheese one will just kill you.
Yeah, we used to eat them all the time in college, and it would just tear your tongue up.
Yeah.
One of those that for several days afterwards, you would just feel, oh, God, my tongue is still on fire.
What happened?
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, I haven't had Hot Pocket in years.
I haven't either.
I bet it's good, though.
You think?
Yeah.
You think it holds up?
Yeah, I think Hot Pockets hold. It's probably gotten better.
Well, yeah, it says the guy that's eating chicken wings out of Tupperware.
My wife had wings yesterday. We had 6 left over. I was going to have them for lunch. What's wrong with that?
He also eats wings that are on top of stereos that have sat for a while.
It was many years ago, and it was one day, Rob.
That's a lot of days.
It was 48 hours. So that's 2 days.
Yeah.
Bad.
Sorry.
Coming up on Ace and Friends. Ace and Friends.
You'll get to hear today's good news story because it is wild and out of control. And a man from Louisiana does something pretty awesome. And we don't get to talk about that very much. So we'll do that all. The good news next.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
All right, look at us back here again with Richard Toccato and the Richard Toccato Company. You like that, don't you?
Well, it's really Ricardo. I mean.
So we tell you all about Richard all the time about what he can do for you, especially when it comes to this instant equity in your home.
Yeah, the instant equity thing is just awesome. You get an offer. I don't have to hard pull your credit. I don't even need your Social Security number. It's simple. We make you an offer. You can move. You can, if you want to get less or you want to do the terms different. It's so easy. It's all electronic. You can close the same day. Get your money 4 days later. You know, we have a lot of listeners calling in, taking care of debt that way. We have people adding, backyard barbecues, whatever they need.
Now, listen to that. You call in, they set it up, your money's there 4 days later. It's all done essentially in one day, and you're just waiting on the cash. It doesn't get any better or any easier than that. And it all starts by going to homewithrichard.com. That's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
Currents is Lake Norman's #1 lifestyle magazine. Every month, Currents brings you the latest news on what's happening in the Lake Norman area. They've been serving the Lake Norman community for over 13 years. See the latest issue of Currents now at lncurrents.com.
Ace and Friends presents I'm about to have a good day. The good news.
Have a good day. So, in a world that's just absolutely gone off its axis lately, a little bit of good news. Let's start with a guy in Louisiana. His name is Matt Busbice. B-U-S-B-I-C-E. Don't know how to pronounce that. But he was awakened by a fire alarm at his condo. And it turned out it was a false alarm. And he was up. He's like, I'm up. I'm going to get some coffee. And said he was looking rather disheveled when he ran into a 9-year-old kid named Kelvin Ellis Jr. And my page stuck together. And so Kelvin saw him and thought he was homeless. So the 9-year-old kid walked up and tried to give Matt $1.
Oh.
So Matt goes to buy coffee, and the 9-year-old kid's like, oh, that guy must be homeless. He looks like it.
Dang.
And tries to give him $1, which was all the money he had. Turns out, Matt, not homeless at all. Matt owns a sporting goods store in Baton Rouge, and he decided to thank Kelvin. So he took Kelvin to his sporting goods store and told her, you come to my sporting goods store, you got 40 seconds. Whatever you can grab, my man, in 40 seconds, it's yours.
Love that.
And Kelvin racked up in 40 seconds. You think 40 seconds is not a long time. Apparently, Kelvin did pretty good because he got a brand new bike out of it and much more.
That was smart.
So good for him.
Absolutely.
But it's a great way to reward somebody for trying to be kind. Again, that was his last $1. And he went ahead and gave it to him. And then this is one of my favorite stories of the day, only because really it's a wonderful thing being done and you can hear the entire thing. A storm chaser was live on YouTube on Thursday after a tornado was tearing through Abilene, Texas, while a tornado was tearing through Abilene, Texas. And there was a family whose house had been destroyed. They were injured, and he kind of drives up upon them
There's people. There's people. Get in! Get in the car! Get in the car!
Please, God, help!
Open the door. Get in.
Hurry!
Come on, guys. Right here. Get in.
Get in!
Get in.
Wait, get in, baby!
That is intense. Now, here's the best part of the story. The family had all been injured. The son was thrown about 25 feet when the tornado hit the house. They all had injuries where he took them all to the hospital. They got assistance. I think the son spent 2 nights in the hospital. The rest of the family was released the very next day. All of them are going to make a full recovery. Very good possibility they would have died.
Yeah.
Had he not seen them and pulled over and gotten over there to help them.
It's amazing.
That's wild. Dumb question. Would you ever storm chase?
No. For YouTube? No. If I was working for the Weather Channel or something, I don't know.
It seems pretty exciting, though.
No, not for me.
Not in a good way. Not exciting in a good way.
Tag D Rob is a cheater. I know it hurts. Or was this, to be fair? Tag D Rob was accused of cheating over the weekend.
Yeah, I was like, can we rephrase this, please?
And we have questions. Next.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
It's been a debate here for years.
Does great furniture look good?
Or does it feel good?
Does it fit the style of the room good?
Or does it sit good?
Well, after years of debate
And years of research.
we've decided great furniture
Is good fitting?
and good sitting.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and get an Adirondack chair for just $279. In stock and ready to rock only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Create an unforgettable experience with the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com. Weddings, banquets, shows, expos, they do it all at the Cabarrus Arena. Learn more at cabarrusarena.com.
This is Ace and Friends.
Tag D Rob, we have not talked about your weekend where you were at the big Star Wars game convention.
Yep.
And this time, a few weeks ago, Rob went to Atlanta in for a big convention and just got smacked around. He lost every game.
That is correct.
Well, except for one, but that was the only reason he won was because the guy failed to show.
Yeah.
So
Still
this time,
wins a win.
You finished top 16?
No, I was 27th, but if I would have won my last game, I would have been right at 16th.
Okay, but a much better performance this time around.
Significantly better. I went 5-3. So
Yet you were accused of cheating by one guy that you beat.
I was about to beat him, and then he said that I adjusted. He said I adjusted a card in what they call the resource row, put that into my hand, and then put a card back from my hand into the resource row. And
Okay,
that's obviously
so
not true.
Never having been to one of these board game tournaments like that, how does that work? Does he have to raise his hand and say, I think you just cheated, and he raises his hand to get someone's attention, an official's attention or something?
You raise your hand, you say judge, and then they come over.
Judge.
Here's what I want to know. When he raises his hand and says, I think you've cheated, I'm calling for a judge. How did you feel? What were your emotions? Like, was your first thought was, I should punch him in his face right now?
No, I thought, oh, well, he's not winning, so this is what he's going to do. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Really? Have you ever accused somebody of cheating?
No, it's not that. It's not that deep.
Yeah, I agree. Man, so he was like so desperate. He was like, I'll accuse the guy of cheating.
It's a card game. And whoever lost that match was out of contention completely. So I get why he was frustrated.
Desperate.
But yeah.
Let's track him down on social media and cyberbully him. I mean, that's the only solution here.
So the judge comes over and instantly they can figure out you didn't cheat.
It took about 15 minutes because they wanted to hear both sides of the story. They basically said, all right, so if we do continue this match, we'll give you extra time in the round since, this is going to take a minute. So they did that, and then I told my side of the story that he told his, and they went, well, looking at the board state, which is what I have in play versus what he has in play, he goes, it doesn't look like it would have benefited him to do that anyway. So the guy got up and he goes, well, if you need it that bad, you can have it, dude. And he walked away.
Oh, no way. He was upset.
And that's when I said, I don't need them. I'll discard my hand if you want. I don't need them.
In other words, I'll just get rid of all this and still beat you.
Yeah, I'll beat you with what I already have on the board. That's basically what I said. And he didn't like that. He ran away afterwards.
Dang, man.
Were you tempted at all to go, that's right, bitch?
No, because I knew.
Because I would have been tempted at that point to go, I've been nice as long as I'm going to be nice now. That's right. Yeah, grab your crotch. Like, yeah.
Take that.
You're a better man than I am, bro.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Well, here we are, another new year, and you're again going to try to lose that weight you've been needing to lose for a long time. Well, here's what you need. You need Calitrin to help, because Calitrin is not a drug. No, not at all. It is natural and effective. It's scientifically proven to help you lose weight and get better sleep. When you buy 3 months supply of Calitrin, you will get 3 months free right now, and consistency is the key with Calitrin. So order it today at acetj.com/weight loss. It's Calitrin.
Meal delivery services are a big thing right now, but Table and Twine is your local meal delivery service. The meals are fresh, not frozen like national chains. Plus, their meals start at just $7.99 a serving. Take back that time in your day, leave the shopping, preparation, and cooking to Table and Twine. Get details at tableandtwine.com. That's tableandtwine.com.
This is Ace and Friends.
Hey, Rob, I swear we're not picking on you, but quickly, that's a lie. I shouldn't even say that. We are kind of picking on you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. In your room at night, you're under the weighted blanket. You've got a ceiling fan going and a box fan that blows directly on your face.
Correct.
All right. Both of those things are happening. Blackout curtains, CPAP mask, and it's about, 58 degrees in your room?
As cold as my AC will go is 61, so I get it there, but I'm hoping it gets colder by, circulating all the air and stuff.
Okay. And this may be for you, Rob.
Okay.
People be like, oh, my allergies are so much worse in the morning. No, you sleep with a fan. Here's an idea. Don't blow 8 straight hours of dust mites and pollen in your face and then blame it on the clock.
I mean, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
I never thought of it that way. Yeah.
Your allergies are not bad in the morning. It's because you have 8 hours of dust being blown directly into your face.
Does the CPAP mask help with that at all?
I mean, it basically filters the air to me, so it's not blowing straight into my nose or my mouth. So I think it helps a little bit, at least in that factor,
But it covers your mouth and your nose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
But if it was messed up earlier this week and you were getting it into your, it wasn't covering your mouth, and so you were getting dry mouth or something.
I was waking up with dry mouth, but I got the thing that wraps around from under my chin over to the top of my head, and it's kept me from getting dry mouth.
So he's got that. It's like a jock strap for your head. It's kind of what it looks like. It's got a stretchable band and a thing that goes around the back of his head that kind of holds it in place. So he wears that over the top of the CPAP, so the CPAP won't slip off his mouth.
I have to put it under the CPAP, actually, but under the CPAP stuff. So.
Oh, I thought it went on top to hold everything in place.
It can't, because it would interfere with some of the way it tightens around my face, kind of thing.
How old are you again? I mean, you're like a young guy.
38.
You got things strapped to your head and.
A very delicate situation.
Yeah, it is.
But so Rob's got that, and then Meredith has her own. His girlfriend, she has her own CPAP that she's wearing.
It's a scene.
And there they are under this a 35-pound weighted blanket or whatever.
I am. She hates it.
Okay.
Every time it touches her, she's like, "Oh my God, it's heavy."
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, I'm not. It's not like I'm throwing it on top of her.
I know, but she's not as big as you are.
I guess.
I mean, Meredith's not a big person. You got 35 additional pounds just laying on. It's like putting a dog on top of you while you're sleeping at night. I can understand why she's a little frustrated when that gets on top of her.
Yeah, I like the jock strap, the analogy. Yeah, it's just a jock strap for your head.
It looks like old school jock strap material that goes around the top of his head with a strap across the back.
Holy cow.
Very sexy.
Yeah.
Like bedtime is sexy time in Rob's house.
Straps.
Ace and Friends.
Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler is a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue, and never once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do the higher end shots.
Now 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogenics. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
If you want all of the heating, air, and electrical work in your house done by the very best, then you need Bradham Brothers. They've been a family business thriving for over 50 years, and that means they're doing something right. Go to Bradham Brothers.
This is Ace and Friends.
The F1 race was in Miami over the weekend. F1 is Formula One. It is the most expensive racing series in the world. Astronomical, the dollar amounts it takes to be a part of F1, because they literally race all over the world. And I saw this list and I just couldn't believe it, so I thought I'd bring it in to share with everybody. So the cheapest ticket for the F1 race was $150. A decent ticket with any access was $800. And the way they phrased it, anything you would enjoy started at $10,000. They had 275,000 people in attendance in Miami to see the Formula One race.
Wow.
So they went over some menu prices. Now, to give you an idea, it's the most star-studded thing you'll ever see. Tons of celebrities, tons of athletes were there to witness the Formula One race. It's about as Hollywood rock star as the sports world gets. So here are some menu prices. Some things that were offered. Maine lobster rolls. A Maine lobster roll, $280.
How much? 280?
$280. Chicken wings, $190. Carne asada tacos, $180.
No, man.
Yeah. Let's see. One brand of champagne was $3,600. Another brand of champagne, $2,500. A glass of red wine, $450. Crown Royal, I guess you get a bottle of Crown Royal, $560. Bottle of Tito's, $560.
$560 for a bottle of Tito's?
Yeah.
That's insane.
It is. That's, water, $25.
Oh my gosh.
It was $25 for a water. Now, I'm sure somewhere they have something for the people that paid $150. They've got to have some type of vendor somewhere that's much cheaper, right? Where it still may be $25 for a water and $25 for a hamburger or something, but there's a fruit plate was $190.
Come on, man. You just want to watch a race eating fruit?
Carne asada tacos, $180.
That wouldn't fly in NASCAR, I tell you that much.
Hell no.
We got real people around here.
Yeah, there's got to be. There's no way, and it just said whiskey, like Crown Royal, $560. That's got to be a bottle, right? You buy a bottle of Crown Royal while you're there.
Well, didn't it say a glass of wine is $400?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
How much were those chicken wings you're carrying in the Tupperware today? I wouldn't know $200.
I think they were $12.50.
There you go. It's a little different.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Our friend, the world famous Richard Toccato is here with us. And thank you so much for reaching out to Richard. He's telling us all the time about how many listeners are reaching out and saying, hey, show me about that refi. And let's do some stuff like that. That's the way you put it, though. Show me about that refi.
Show me about that refi. What you got about that refi? The cool thing is Ace has said, we have a lot of options, and we have, I'm doing refinances for people. We have people down in Greenville, North Carolina. We have them at the beach at South Carolina. We have them in Charlotte. And the main thing is to refinance, make their finances better, take the stress of every month. If I save them $700 a month, $800 a month, it's a big deal for them.
Yeah, it's a real big deal. $700 a month. That's fantastic. And again, we've talked about this before. Richard's a broker. That's how he gets more options than a bank. He can do more. Just go to homewithrichard.com to get started. Homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
Ace and Friends. Whether it's good or bad.
Hey, did you see that?
Can you not? Important or not.
Okay.
Don't.
Sorry.
This is the story you'll be talking about the rest of the day.
I love this story so much. We've talked about it many times. I don't think men realize how many unsolicited groin pics single women have to deal with when they're online dating. But there's a lady named Becky Holmes. She's an author who likes to troll online scammers. She just published a book about romance scams called Keanu Reeves is Not in Love with You. But she also likes trolling creepy dudes who send her unsolicited photos of their junk. And some of her screenshots from a recent back and forth are trending online. On her birthday, a guy DM'd her a shot of his junk after sticking it through a happy birthday sign.
Ugh.
Now, let's just ignore the question of what made him think this was a good idea. But instead of blocking him, here's what she did. She sent a zoomed in shot of a red mark on his stomach and said, I have a degree in dermatology. You should have this checked out. It looks concerning. They had a long back and forth where he said things like, it doesn't even itch. And she told him that's even more concerning. She also said, quote, it's going to be a really difficult few months for you.
Oh.
End quote. He eventually replied back and said he showed the picture to his cousin who didn't see anything alarming, but he added, quote, she's not an expert like you, end quote. So he showed a picture of his junk to his female cousin.
Okay.
The whole exchange happened a while back, but she reposted it after the same guy sent her another picture of himself. This time she tried to convince him that he contracted the bubonic plague, but he was more skeptical. He said, I'll look into it.
What a psycho.
But he still comes back and does it again.
Yeah, that's a weird sickness he's got.
Okay, now this is going to, I bet she'll find this attractive. I'm going to put happy birthday on poster board and just stick it through there and send her a picture.
Ugh. A psycho.
She's going to love it.
Yeah. It's like just the sheer thought. What's the thought that goes with that?
No thought. He's
Absolutely
ill.
not. Yeah.
He's ill. There's no way he's thinking like this could win her over. I'm just going to make her look at this. Ugh. How gross.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Stick it through happy birthday.
Ugh.
It's a concept I will never, ever, ever understand.
No.
And I'm into some weird stuff, but that's beyond me.
Oh, good.
Right.
Ace and Friends.
When it comes to buying or selling a house, you know, there are all kinds of people that can help you do that, but not like the Temple team at Keller Williams Realty. They are so much more than just real estate salespeople. Find out by going to acetj.com/Temple team.
This is Ace and Friends.
Riggins, you have to share with everyone listening to Ace and Friends your lawnmower story from over the weekend.
Yeah.
I didn't know you like the repair of the lawnmower.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to mow your yard?
15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, but you have 3 lawnmowers.
Yeah.
Just because you love mowing and the lawnmower. And
I like the whole experience.
Is one of them one of the old school lawnmowers without an engine?
Yeah. It's a manual reel mower like you saw in like those old TV shows.
Is that difficult?
It can be if your grass is too long. It's really difficult. But
this is the lawnmower that I gave you a couple years ago, and I didn't have a yard anymore.
Yeah,
and I gave you this little push lawnmower.
Yeah, so every year you kind of have to service the carburetor on it because they're plastic, and you got to clean them out. So I had never done a carb cleaning on it before. So I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, but none of them had the right carburetor in it. So I finally found a video where he's servicing the carburetor that I have in that lawnmower. And it was really helpful. And he was like clearly an expert in this field. So I watched the whole video and I dropped him a like, as I'm getting through it. I'm like, oh, this is exactly what I needed to know. And at the end of the video cuts and he's got a graphic of a swastika at the end. And it was like just as I was about to leave him like a thankful comment, like, thank you so much. But like, he's apparently.
And my first thought was, I've done that before. If it's a 4-minute video, you're 3 minutes and 40 seconds in. Let's click like and jump out and go to the next. Oh, I got it now. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't know what came after that now.
No,
there's a possibility I'd like some kind of freako Nazi thing too, and without even knowing it.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, do I discount the advice? I mean, it's good advice. Just because it came from a Nazi, do I not follow it? No. I mean, it was good advice.
You just don't want anybody to know that you followed it.
Yeah.
Because once you've already taken in the advice, then you find out the person's a Nazi.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like, well, it's too bad. I've already solved my problem. Now, if he had opened with the swastika, you could have gone, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
You even know the information.
I'm not going to support this content.
But maybe you still need that information. You may have had to.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm not going to subscribe to him to find out more. But like, if you found out you had heart surgery and you found out later that the doctor was a Nazi or a whatever, KKK, would you? I mean,
take this heart out of me.
Yeah, I mean, what are you supposed to do at that point? I don't know. What's the proper course of action?
If you found out afterward,
yeah,
there's nothing you can do about it at that
Exactly.
point. Just be like, well, I mean, that's good. I don't want to go back to him anymore, though.
Yeah.
I'm not recommending him to my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, yeah. It's like, can you leave like the Nazi propaganda out of your lawnmower repair video?
I'm trying to repair a carburetor on a Briggs and Stratton, 3 horsepower issue. Why do we need that up there to begin with?
Come on, man.
Ace and Friends.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Ace and Friends.
If you were to think, is there something on social media that you just think, I'm just so tired of this? I'll give you an example. I've got it. I've seen all the Morgan Wallen walk-up videos I can handle now. And it's a big part of the Morgan Wallen show that they film him walking to the stage. And it's kind of fun to see. And a lot of times there's a celebrity involved. If he's in a town, all the celebrities hang out in the back and they walk with him to the stage kind of thing. I've seen it. And maybe what makes it even more so is the fact that now the thing to do is a lot of younger guys are doing their own version, like making fun of it within their house, within their apartment complex, whatever, outside, at work. And they're recreating it and having fun with it, which are pretty funny. But now there's 1,000 of those.
Yeah.
Like, I've got it.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Is there anything that comes up that you think, oh, I've seen that too. I've seen enough of that.
I have seen a lot of dog funeral videos.
Really?
Yeah.
I have not.
With that same song, that acoustic song where he's like, I think of you all the time. I see that a lot. And that seems to be becoming more common.
Oh. Yeah. Those are rough.
Yeah.
They post just to make a video of their dog funeral?
Yeah. And they always use the same song. And I'm thinking that poor artist, he's like now like he's the dead dog song guy. Like that's what he's going to be known for.
Yeah, it's that or it's the spending the last day with the dog.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now I've seen several of those and that's so sad. Like,
It's the saddest.
I don't understand why you post that.
Day. They're giving him a really good day.
I know, but it's just the thought process. It makes everybody sad when they watch it.
Yeah,
I don't understand why. I don't understand the value in posting that. You know what I mean?
I don't either.
Is that any different than if a loved one has died and you post a tribute to the loved one, like on the 3rd anniversary of their death or something?
With a picture of them in like the hospital? I mean, to me, it's kind of the same thing. I've seen a couple of those. I remember early on in TikTok, there was that kid that was like dancing in front of his grandma in the hospice.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was like doing like the full dance. It was like, holy cow. And that was a joke, but now it's like the norm. You're like, you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those. And it always makes you, don't post that.
Yeah. At least ask her. I mean, she's comatose and you're putting her in a TikTok.
And the girl that went viral that stood in front of her dad's casket, was it her dad? That she was taking pictures in the sexy dress by her dad's casket?
Maybe, yeah.
It's like, that's bad.
Yeah, we could be done with that kind of content.
Yeah, maybe just anything where anybody is dying or your animal is in the process of dying, we could take a flyer on from now on.
Yeah, I think so. That's fair.
Let's just all do more sexy dances, man.
Yeah.
Sexy dances or people falling down.
I'm totally cool with that.
I saw one over the weekend. Amanda sent me one. A guy was running past a U-Haul, big U-Haul truck.
Saw that. Right at the shins?
He hit the ramp in the shins.
Oh. Never seen anything like that.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Their car was being repossessed or something. They were chasing the truck, ran right into that metal ramp, shin straight to it.
Across the shin. It hurt so bad to watch. Yeah.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
They say there are only 2 things certain in life: sweet deals at Sweet Dreams and taxes.
And only one of those is certain this month.
Which one?
The sweet deals at Sweet Dreams.
What about the taxes?
No sales tax the entire month of April at Sweet Dreams.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And don't call me Shirley.
Love where you live, Lake Norman, and pay no sales tax during the month of April. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
This is Ace and Friends.
And these are a few things you might find interesting today. You want to be more attractive? Very simple. Here's a lesson for single people on the dating scene. You do not have to be attractive to be hot. Because there are other things that people find that make you hot, or at least hotter. For example, the ability to be silly or have fun with a dumb joke makes you hotter.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, so a 6 can become an 8 in that scenario.
Okay.
They don't have to actually enjoy all of your favorite movies and music, but they take your hobbies and favorites seriously. For example, they may not be into it, but if you ask questions about, oh, well, that's your thing. So how does it work?
Yeah.
Or how often do you do it? That kind of stuff. Says being polite and friendly to people in public makes you much hotter. Also showing empathy, putting the needs of others before their own makes you hotter. Reading books makes you hotter. Doing the right thing, even if it might make them look bad, makes you hotter to others. The ability to adapt to any situation and not allow adversity to get to you. And someone else said, this is controversial, but I look favorably on people who are friends with their exes, or at least they don't talk unreserved crap about them.
It's very mature.
If you had a girl you were going out with, Riggins, and she was friendly with her ex, she was, we're still friends, it just didn't work out, would you find that to be something that makes her more attractive, makes her hotter?
Absolutely. You're like,
you
at least 5 points hotter. No. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Those are nice things to say, but in practice, I don't know that any of those
So what is
work.
it about her being friends with an ex that you would have a problem with?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it deeply.
I mean, but you would, if she said, we're still friends, we hang out, would you have a problem if you start dating her that she
Yeah.
still occasionally has lunch with or hangs out with an ex?
Yeah.
Even
Would
though
you want, let me ask you, would you want your wife to hang out with her ex-boyfriend?
Well, I think it becomes a little different once you become husband and wife.
How so?
I don't know. Just think once you've made that level of commitment to each other, it's like, yeah, now you don't need to be hanging out with your ex.
So you wouldn't like that?
Yeah, I don't think so. No, I wouldn't.
But what if she was like, he was important to me?
Well, I'm hopefully more important to you.
Maybe not.
Maybe.
You're off.
Have you thought about that?
In the show, I need to go home and have a conversation with my wife, apparently.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Our friend, the world famous Richard Toccato is here with us. And thank you so much for reaching out to Richard. He's telling us all the time about how many listeners are reaching out and saying, hey, show me about that refi, and let's do some stuff like that. That's the way you put it, though. Show me about that refi.
Show me about that refi.
What you got about that refi? The cool thing is Ace has said, we have a lot of options, and we have I'm doing refinances for people. We have people down in Greenville, North Carolina. We have them all at the beach at South Carolina. We have them in Charlotte. And the main thing is to refinance, make their finances better, take the stress of every month. If I save them $700 a month, $800 a month, it's a big deal for them.
Yeah, it's a real big deal. $700 a month. That's fantastic. And again, we've talked about this before. Richard's a broker. That's how he gets more options than a bank. He can do more. Just go to homewithrichard.com to get started. Homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
This is Ace and Friends.
I'm about to share something with you that people seem to think is wonderful. And I think it's dumb and terrible. All right, so here is a viral video. A young couple, sitting in the front seat of their car with their food from Chipotle, as you will hear, okay?
When Lance and I eat our food, we get our bowls. First of all, we don't eat in the place. We eat in the car. We get our bowls, and we both set up our own TV, and we watch our own shows, and we don't talk to each other for 30 minutes while we eat. And we park away from everyone because we don't like people.
So they sit in there. They go into Chipotle and get a bowl. Come back out, get in the car, divvy up their food. They each, with their AirPods, turn on their own show to watch on their phone and pop it up on the dash. And then for 30 minutes, they sit in their car and don't speak and just eat and watch their show.
That's weird.
And people think it's great.
Yeah. I don't get that at all.
Like, that's the only way to do it.
Why sit in the car? I mean, there's so many questions. I mean, why sit in the car? Why not just go home if that's what you're going to do?
Yeah, people say, now this is romance. Oh, it's a fun car date. You're just sitting in the parking lot of a Chipotle eating.
And not talking to each other.
It's not a date if you're not having a conversation with each other.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
This is so crazy. OMG, LOL. I love it. My husband and I do this. Literally, me and my boyfriend. You know, it's crazy how many people think this is so fantastic.
Yeah, it's bizarre. And plus, I can't eat with AirPods in. Am I the only person that can't do that?
Why not?
Headphones, I can't do when I'm eating because I hear like my sounds of my eating. Like, I don't know, it just seems more intense. I can't eat with things in my ear or over my ear.
So what you're watching, the volume of what you're watching doesn't drown out the sounds of your eating?
No, I just feel like, oh no, I can't stand that.
Feel like, meaning you can you hear the crunching, or you hear the sounds of your jaw working?
So I think maybe all of it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It'd be like eating blindfolded. Like I need to be sort of, I don't know.
Open and aware?
I guess
all
so.
the time to the food that you're taking?
Yeah.
Rob,
like
you're a big
holding your
car
nose.
eater, but you eat in the car while driving.
Yeah.
You never pull over or eat in the parking lot or anything, do you?
It depends. If it's something super messy, I might start it off that way. But once I can,
Like Sloppy Joe's or something
yeah. Stop for sloppy joes
in the car.
But once you get past a certain point, you're kind of like, okay, now I can roll out of here and eat the rest of the car on the way home.
Yeah, once it's more manageable.
Yeah, I just always thought, watching that twice now, it's not a date because you're not communicating at all. You're just watching whatever your individual show is
in silence
in the parking lot of Chipotle.
Yeah, just go home if that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, wouldn't it be much more comfortable to get home and kind of relax?
Yeah, sit at the table. I don't know. I wonder if they talk to each other at mealtime at home.
That's a good question. I would like to know
Like,
more.
is it always in silence?
But it's just surprising the number of people that think this is so fantastic. What a great date idea.
Ace and Friends.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
This is Ace and Friends.
Okay, game time on Ace and Friends.
All right.
And this is one of those things that sounds fun until you actually try to play it in the heat of the moment, and it can be much, much more difficult. So it's a game called Think Fast. Teddy, Rob, and Riggins will be going head to head. I will give the description, and then you must come up with the correct answer.
Okay.
Rarely is the answer not what's on this page here, but here we go. All right, think fast. Here we go. Number one, an instrument heard in a country song starting with a B.
Banjo.
An instrument heard in a polka song starting with an A.
Accordion.
An instrument heard in church starting with an O.
Organ.
An instrument a kid might play in kindergarten starting with a T.
Tambourine.
An instrument used in surgery starting with S.
Scalpel.
Scalpel. He's good. I
just say, you
can't
can't
beat
play.
him. I can't beat him. There's no way. He's very good at this.
Okay. I didn't know if Riggins knew he was playing. His name, right? He can't play. Okay, here we go. Something that gets cut starting with H. Something that gets cut.
Oh, hair.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something you turn on starting with L.
Light.
Light, yeah.
Something you wash starting with C.
Car.
Something you hide starting with M.
Money.
Could be. Also, marijuana.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And something you spread starting with B.
Butter.
Oh, yeah.
That is correct.
Okay, good.
All right. These are things with a tail. You ready? Things with a tail starting with A.
Aardvark.
Acceptable. Alligator is what I thought.
Alligator.
Starting with a G.
Gator. G.
Yeah.
Not gorilla.
Giraffe.
Correct. Starting with an H.
Hippo?
Correct.
Yeah.
Starting with an R.
A rat.
A rat.
Okay.
That's good.
And starting with an H. Something with a tail starting with H.
Did we just do H?
Yeah, hippo, and
Okay.
then
Is there
yeah,
hamster?
You already said hamster. Did you say hamster before?
No, you said hippo.
A hippo. Okay. Hamster is acceptable, yes.
Okay.
Hamster or horse.
Or horse.
Those are
Yeah.
two answers.
Yeah. Rob's just very good at that.
I know.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Hey, it's Ace, and for a long time, we've told you about Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic, and how phenomenal a job they did helping me with my left wrist. Well, this is Neil. Neil Simler is a member of the Ace and TJ Radio family. Neil, you took the free consultation to have them check out your elbow and talk about what happened just when you went for the free consultation.
They were very straightforward and let me know that they weren't going to treat any of my ailments if they weren't 100% sure that they were going to be able to effectively help my issue. And never once were they pushy with trying to get me to spend more money and do, the higher end shots.
Now, 3 months later, how do you feel?
I'm 95% better, if not 100%. It's just been one of the best decisions I've made. Do yourself a favor, get out there as soon as possible.
Set up your free consultation today at acetj.com/neogenics. It's Neogenix. Neogenics, Charlotte's most trusted stem cell clinic.
Ace and Friends.
When was the last time you just cried? I mentioned this earlier, but there was a TikTok I saw Friday. It was a guy doing something. It's one of these deals where he pretends like he needs something, and if somebody's kind to him, he ends up giving them a lot of money. So he asked a guy for a pair. Says, I don't have any money, but I need socks for my daughter. And the guy was selling socks. He's like, sure, man, here, take these. He goes, wait, hold on a second. And he gives him a bunch of socks. Like, take those, take care of her, man. And the guy says, hey, it was just a test. Here's $1,000. And it makes me cry because the guy was so excited, and then he tells the story of how he didn't know that he needed that $1,000, what he needed it for. It was really awesome. So he'd posted on our social media, when was the last time you cried? And a lady said, I pulled up in the parking lot at work one morning last week while listening to Taylor Swift's song, I Hate It Here. I had a good little cry before pulling myself together to get out of the car, walking into the building, thinking, why have I not won the lottery yet?
Tay-Tay, little Tay-Tay. Make you emotional.
But just sitting in the car before work, I'm just going to sit here and cry. And then I got to go in, and for 8 hours, I'm going to be at this place. That makes me cry. One lady said, I cry almost every day, just so yesterday.
Oh, well, good for you.
Diane said, I felt the words of a poem I was reading so deeply, it made me cry.
Oh, yeah. I've been there.
Reading a poem and it just makes you cry?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Holly said yesterday when the dog got hurt in a show that I was watching.
Oh, that'll do it.
That'll do it.
That goes John Wick's dog gets me every time.
Lee said, I cried Saturday watching my son play hoops.
Was he that bad?
He needs to practice a little bit. Here's one. Sandra said, watching Little House on the Prairie.
I've never
made her
seen
cry. Well, it's a show from the 70s.
Yeah, my mom was into that.
Yeah. Emily says, I watched an episode of Bluey.
I've heard people love Bluey, so I get that.
I've heard the same thing, but you're an adult and Bluey makes you cry? Nikki said, when my brother told me we were going to see Post Malone at the Love and Life Music Fest, I cried. Yeah. Right. And here's another one. Lauren said, watching an episode of Bluey called The Sign, because I related to the feeling of moving away from a home that my kids had all their big milestones in, but I want to have better things for my family.
Oh.
I can get that. When you move out of a house or something like that, it can be really emotional. I've done that. It was very emotional.
When you move out of a house or you get kicked out of a house?
Move out.
Because yours was more of a kicked out situation, wasn't it?
Yes and no.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
All right, look at us back here again with Richard Toccato and the Richard Toccato Company. You like that, don't you?
Well, it's really Ricardo. I mean,
So we tell you all about Richard all the time about what he can do for you, especially when it comes to this instant equity in your home.
Yeah, the instant equity thing is just awesome. You get an offer. I don't have to hard pull your credit. I don't even need your social security number. It's simple. We make you an offer. You can move it. You can, if you want to get less or you want to do the terms different. It's so easy. It's all electronic. You can close the same day. Get your money 4 days later. We have a lot of listeners calling in, taking care of debt that way. We have people adding, backyard barbecues, whatever they need.
Now, listen to that. You call in, they set it up, your money's there 4 days later. It's all done essentially in one day, and you're just waiting on the cash. It doesn't get any better or any easier than that. And it all starts by going to homewithrichard.com. That's homewithrichard.com, the Richard Toccato Companies.
This is Ace and Friends.
So TD Rob just made a very valid point. I was just talking about this TikTok that made me cry Friday because it's a guy who's ends up giving away $1,000. It's kind of a trick where he asks if you would help him, and the first time somebody helps him and is nice to him, he gives that person $1,000. And Rob said it would never be him to get $1,000 because he would just never be nice to people like that.
No.
So if you're out selling something and people come up to you and need help, you would still just kind of move on with about your business. Like, I got stuff to do. I'm sorry.
If they're asking me for free stuff, no, I'm good. We're not about that.
So you're selling socks, Rob.
Okay.
And you're in the process of putting these socks back into your van, which is, the way that what was happening in the situation. And the guy walks up and says, "Hey man, I'm sorry. I just was going to get some socks. I don't have any money. And my little girl needed some socks. Is there any way you could spare a pair of socks?"
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I would, even if they were mine to sell, I'd be like, they're not mine to sell, but I mean, they're not mine to give away. I got to get the money, it's not mine to give away. Sorry. Bye. In the car, out the door.
This is a business.
We're running a business here. Okay.
Is there an element of it that's like he's doing it for content and not out of the good of his heart that plays into it at all?
I usually skip those videos just because I'm like, okay, just let people do their thing. Don't mess with people.
But he gives him $1,000. The guy ends up giving him $1,000.
Yeah, but he like TJ always says, don't put me into your whole thing. Don't pull me into it. Don't do that.
Yeah, but how else would he reward someone if he doesn't bring them into his thing? And he's trying to show people, hey, just kindness is important. Be kind.
Nah.
Rewind. He said no. No.
Just stop.
Yeah. Like, just
get some help.
Hey guys, if we all were kind, how much better would the world be? Look how much this man, he was in the face of adversity, he was still kind to me. So he's being rewarded for his kindness. Maybe that could happen to you. Or maybe you just see how important it is to be kind and to help others.
That's okay.
Then again, like my wife says, you don't have to help everybody. We could just get into Best Buy.
Yeah, right.
Keep your $1,000. Don't reel me into this.
Yeah, we don't have to pull over and pick this guy up and drop him off at the gas station. No. We could just keep on going.
No. He needs a ride, though.
He needed a ride. His car was broken down. His car caught on fire.
His feet broken?
Actually, Rob, yes. He was on a cane. It was an older man on a cane.
Damn, all right, fine.
I was glad to help him out. She was like, we're like 30 minutes from Atlanta.
He gonna choke you with that cane.
Can't just stop.
More Ace and Friends coming up.
Hey, radio family, we've got a new way to win. Ace TJ Prime Rewards. Win great stuff like gift cards, Ace and TJ merch, concert tickets, and exclusive money can't buy experiences. Win it all with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. It's so easy. Download the Ace and TJ Family app in your app store or at acetj.com/app and start winning with Ace TJ Prime Rewards. New winners every week. Fun and free. Get the app and play Ace TJ Prime Rewards. We always knew you were a winner. Now it's your chance to prove it. Get the app today.